What's up, guys? It is your boy Defness45. It is late night. What's up, Kendall? How you doing, man? So, my brother Jimmy Guns, for some stupid ass reason, got striked tonight. What's up, Bolton? Yeah, I had a couple drinks, and I had a request before about how in the hell I did. What's up, Bushy Boy? Bushy Bush? How I did thumbnails. Like, BITG's brought it up in the past. Like, how do you, like, thinking I maybe sometimes pay for my thumbnails or buy my thumbnails? And I don't, actually. I actually create all my own thumbnails. I build all my own thumbnails, and for some people, that's easy. Like, people that know Photoshop, that know web design, software products, it's easy. And mine are not advanced, to say the least. But I've been told that I have some decent thumbnails, and I honestly felt like I wanted to take the time, and I didn't want to dedicate my normal streams to any of these. What's up, man? You must be talking about LOL. Nah, man, I can't make a ThumbNail at all. Alright, cool. So Chickasaws in here, we got Cyclone. So we're gonna create a thumbnail together. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I create a thumbnail, and you guys are gonna realize how easy this is. How I can do this. I've been stuck at home all night. How I can do this after a couple of drinks, and how I can still do it after a couple of drinks. But we are going to create a decent thumbnail together. I'm going to walk you guys through how to build a thumbnail. Again, it's your boy Defness45. I typically do everything live, so some people may be like, why is this guy doing a tutorial video that's not edited? That's not my style. That's not my thing. That's not what I do. I do everything off the cuff. I do it all right from the go. If we have errors, if we have problems, we have them through the stream. We get past them. So, I'm going to start out. I use, what's up, Austin? I personally use Photoshop. Now, Photoshop can be expensive if you're going to buy it just flat out. If you're going to buy and get your own license, it's very expensive. You can pay about $20 a month and get unlimited use of Photoshop. And that's what I decided to do. So if you are somebody who is a YouTube or a video creator and you want to create thumbnails and you want to be able to do other things like edit video or edit photos and whatnot, then maybe, just maybe, you want to pay $20 a month with Photoshop and giving away those trade secrets. Yeah, I will, man, because I'm all about that. I don't care. I want us all to succeed. Okay? So, right now I do have, this is Photoshop right here. Okay? I have the thumbnail I created, which took me 2 seconds, which isn't anything unique or crazy. I'm not looking for special ed credit on it or anything. This is something I just simply did. I'm going to walk us through how we create an actual decent thumbnail. Okay? So, since I'm doing this live, I got 8 people watching me right now after midnight on a Saturday night. What type of thumbnail would you guys like to see created? And we'll try to come to an agreement on what thumbnail it is we're going to create. Cyclone, I hope you're doing great, brother. Hope everybody in the chat's doing great. I salute you all. I wish the gun show did not have to end. It's crazy how people can be so dumb. But, what's up, Warcraft? How you doing, brother? What thumbnail would you guys like to see created? Just put out some topics, and we'll see if we can come to an agreement. Maybe one just to see what it's like. I know, but what? Like, what type of thumbnail would you like? Let's Cyclone. So think of a video you're doing, and you want to have a creative thumbnail for that video. Like, what topic? What is that video about? A thumbnail that represents the video you are posting. That's basically what I already created, right? I mean, you're just there's not a lot to what we're creating already. We're saying how to make a YouTube thumbnail. How to be a great YouTuber. Well, I mean, a great YouTuber is just, it depends upon your personality, who you are, and how you present yourself when you either go live or you create videos. I can't personally make somebody a great YouTuber or not a great YouTuber. So, Bushy Bush, I don't know if that's a troll thing or what, but either way, that's kind of my answer on that. A baseball. Okay, Warcraft, you say a baseball, but let's be more specific. Is there a specific team? Is there a player? Is there, like, what are we trying to do with this baseball? I don't know, LOL. What chicken sauce said. Right, guys, but, like, I already created a thumbnail that's right there, which is just text, which is too easy. I want to show you guys things more advanced. Yankees, Derek Jeter. All right, so I'm cool with, let's go with Austin here. I'm kind of on a thing. No, that's cool, Bushy Bush. No, I'm not, dude. Okay, I've had a couple drinks, but I can still do this stuff, and it's been wanted. So, what's up, Camden? So let's do Yankees. Let's do specific Derek Jeter. Okay, let's do that. So, what I do. The first things I do is I think about the topic of what it is that I want to create a thumbnail for. So if I'm gonna do yeah, it is weird. It's out of context, right? This is just a tutorial video of Defness after a couple of drinks. I've been stuck at home all night. So the first things I think about is, what is it I'm creating? Who am I creating about? Right? What program is this? Photoshop. So I use Photoshop. So like I was saying in the beginning of this video, you can pay Photoshop basically like just under $20 a month to do it monthly, or you can buy their package. There is other programs you can use. I'm not familiar with them. I don't use them. I strictly use Photoshop because that's what I've always been aware of, or what I've been around. Okay? So let's go back to our browser. Okay, we got Twitter open here. All right, we got that going on with my boy Guns, which I'm very disappointed about. All right, so we brought up Derek Jeter. So Derek Jeter was someone that we liked to like other programs. Yeah, you can use other programs. Absolutely. There's definitely other programs that you can use. So I'm just going to do Derek Jeter in my Google search. And maybe I could even do Derek Jeter wallpaper. And I always like to put HD after it whenever I'm developing a thumbnail. Okay? And now there may be some photos I take and I take him out of the photo, and there might be some photos where I actually use the photo and I dim it out and I add text, or I do whatever for it. And maybe we'll take both routes here. Okay? Now, when you're doing a YouTube thumbnail, you're looking for 1600 by 900 or 1920 by 1220 or 1240. So what I always like to do is, if I'm in my search right here, I'm going to go Tools. I'm going to eliminate a lot of this BS, and I'm going to go right to large. Okay? So I'm going to eliminate already what I'm looking at. Now, I have a lot of different options here with Derek Jeter, right? So I would look at these Derek Jeter photos, and I would go, what Derek Jeter photo fits the kind of text that I want to put into this that I'm creating? So, for an example, this right here would be great. This right here would be great. We want to have room, either we want to have the person either to the left, to the right, or somewhere where we can put a lot of text when we're creating this thumbnail. This would be great. Right here. This one. We also got to see what the size of it is already up. We want to make this as easy as possible. Okay, 16 by 900. That would work. Right? 16 by 700. That's going to be a little off. It's going to be a little chopped. 1920 by 1080. That's what we're looking for. So we could use this, okay? So what I would do then is I would right-click on this. I would say Save Image As. We just want this to go to our downloads right now. So we can keep it as labeled as what it is because it really doesn't matter. Or we could just do Derek, whatever. We'll save this, okay? All right. So we found the person we want on the thumbnail. We found a photo of them, right? So we're going to go to our Photoshop. We are in Photoshop right now, okay? We're on our Photoshop. We go to File. We go to File, Open. We go to our downloads on our computer. What's downloaded on our computer? We see that Derek's right there. We open Derek. We see Derek here, okay? So now, if we wanted to actually use this image as the thumbnail, it's perfectly fine. It's actually a very good thumbnail we can use. It's very easy. It's $20 a month. You can pay monthly to use Photoshop. And it's well worth it if you do a lot of thumbnails. That's what I do. We can now go here. So if I'm going to add text, like let's think about this, guys. So if I'm looking at this photo right now and I want to add text to this, I have to use a dark text. And if I use a dark text, it's probably going to be hard to see depending upon where I have it, right? But there's things we can do with this image. So if we go to Image, we can go to Adjustments. We can go to Brightness, Contrast. Oh, it's sorry, it's going on my other screen. I want to show you guys. All right, so we can mess with the brightness, right? And if we want to go a little darker, we can darken this out. We can phase it. We can pretty much do whatever we want to do with this, right? Or bring it back to zeros. We can keep it as is. And we could just cut out Derek Jeter if we wanted to. Now I'm going to show you a couple different things. We could darken this. And then we could add text. But I'm going to actually take this to a different route because this thumbnail is not going to be good with text added to it just the way it is. So we're going to keep this the way it is. We're actually going to use this tool right here. So if we're using Photoshop, we're going to use our little lasso tool or quick select tool, if you will. We're going to select this. And we're actually going to start outlining Derek Jeter. We're just going to carry this across. We're going to kind of keep it outlined, and it might bring some of the other stuff with us because of the color of it. And that's where I might go back and I might darken. I'm keeping this held down. Okay? And I'm making sure if something inside is still lassoed or underlined, I'm bringing this over it so it gets rid of it. So it keeps it in the photo. Right? Okay, so that's not working so well. So this is a good example of one that the outlining is not working so well. So we're actually going to undo that. We're just going to go and we're going to reopen this. So we're just going to reopen it because there's too many times. We're going to go to a new one so we don't have the lasso going. Okay? Make sure you close this. Sorry, guys. No, don't save it. We're going to go back. Some of these, sometimes it's going to take you a few times because you got to get with the colors. So let's adjust this first. Let's adjust the brightness on this first. And let's tone it down a little bit. See if we can tone it down some. So we can get the right. Alright, so we're going to go back to our selector tool. And there might be a little bit we still have to crop out. Okay? That might just be the way it is. And we'll deal with it. It's alright. We'll deal with it. Alright. So then we're gonna... So we got everything, and you want to make sure. Sometimes, like this number 2, when you're doing this, we'll have these lines inside here. You just hold down your mouse, your left-handed mouse button, and you just scroll over it, and it's going to keep it. So now we want to Control-C, right? We want to copy this. Control-C, copy, okay? Now, we're thinking about Yankees, and we're thinking about black, white, grays, maybe. So we need a background for what we're creating here, right? We need a color, we need to go with the background. And we want a blank, maybe, cover. So we go solid, black, wallpaper, HD, okay? Solid black, wallpaper, HD. Now remember, the size of the thumbnail for YouTube is, the best we can find is 1690 by 1080, right? So we go tools, we go large, we want solid black, we want to see what this is. So this is 1920 by 1200. That's perfect. No, we want 1080 right here. Right here. So right click again, we're right clicking. We're saving as image. We'll do Derek TB, say, for a thumbnail. We want that to go to our downloads for right now. Okay, so we're going to go back to this. We got that already copied. We already got Jeter copied, right? So we're going to go open. We're going to click on our Derek TB. We're going to open that up, and that's not what we want. So, sometimes it'll show up that way. We need to find a different one. Alright, let's see if this one works. Save image as. Same thing. And if what I would do is just TB for thumbnail, I would do the same, and I'd just replace it. Do you want to replace it? Yes, we want to replace it. Okay? We want to go back to Photoshop. Open. Take it. Open it. Boom. We got our... It should look that. It should fill that out. Alright. So now I can just hit Control V. And I can drop Derek Jeter on this background. Control V. Control V. Okay? Boom. We got Derek Jeter. Now we have Derek Jeter, but we have a lot of background stuff, right? We have a lot of shit that didn't... A lot of times your outlines are going to work better than this, but that's okay. This is why I'm teaching you. So we're going to go to your erase tool on Photoshop right here. Okay? We're going to click on it, and we're going to start erasing the stuff we got there. And you might have to be you're going to have a steady hand. You're going to have to make sure that you get rid of all that. We're going to get rid of it. We are going to get rid of it. And what I'd recommend is if you can try to outline, like where it's actually going to be outlined. and then try to work the fill in after. It's not always this hard, trust me. But this is, you'll have to do this sometimes. And you could go to other images that you can find that are easier if you don't want to mess with this. There are ways around it. But sometimes there's just the perfect image that you want for your thumbnail. You just hold down and you let go, like whenever you don't want to. But you see how quick we're getting rid of a lot of this stuff, right, guys? Like, it's not, and I've been drinking. Like, this is not hard to. You gotta remember, guys, I've had a shit ton of drinks tonight. So once you get this done, okay, so now, like, whatever, when you're looking at Photoshop and you have this layer, right? Whatever layer you're on, that's what you're working on. And I'm gonna show you here in a second. But if you use this tool at the top, it's called the Move tool. I can move Derek wherever I want to. So I can put Derek Jeter wherever I want to on this thumbnail. And maybe I want him like this. Maybe I want him like this. Like perfectly on the thing. Maybe that's the perfect spot for him. Hang on, let me get rid of a couple more. Because this was not the best. So let's just, I mean, again, the outline didn't work the best on this. Stop, Chickasaw. I'm just trying to give an example, man. I command V. I just said copy V. CV. That's it, man. Anyway. Trying to take my shine here. Alright, so obviously your text, whatever text you want to add in here, that's going to want to match the thumbnail or the people you're creating or the images you're putting on here, right? So probably with the darker background, we probably want to do like a white, right? So if we click on this, it's going to bring this screen up, which shows on my other monitor because it's just how it works. So I can click on whatever color I want to do just by clicking, right? But I probably, again, want to keep this a lighter color. Maybe even a white. So then let's say we're doing like a Derek Jeter's. We're doing a Derek Jeter's best highlights video. And we use this image, right? But we want text in there as well. So now we're going to go to this T, which is text. And if you scroll on, it's going to tell you horizontal type tool, which is text. And we'll have to play with the size of it. I typically like to use all caps in everything that I do. Yes, it does work with Windows 10. Yes, this is Windows 10, Chickasaw. This is exactly what I'm using right now. A PC, not a Apple computer. So, I would have cap locks already on. Derek Jeter. Okay. So this is my first, and again, the move tool's up here. So if I click on that and I am on Derek Jeter down here, I can move Derek Jeter's text around. I can actually even center it. It'll tell me when I'm centered. Derek Jeter. Okay? And then I can hit text again, and I can click on this, and it's going to give me a new line. So Derek Jeter's craziest... And if I want to change the size, because I have room here, like I do with my videos, I can go back and I can highlight it, and I can go back up here to my text size, and I can go 1280 and play with it. Whoops. Craziest. So I can play with this. And I'm like, okay, that looks a little bit better on size. It matches up. And now if I do this, I can move it around. I can actually match it up, and it'll tell me where I am with the shit. And then I can go, boom, I'm going to drop another one. Craziest highlights. Okay, that's too big as it's typed. So I can highlight it, go over it. And I'm going to go back to 240. It's still too big. So I'm going to go 220. It's probably just about right. And now if I'm not going to do any more text, I probably want to space this out to the perfect point of what I'm doing here. So it's probably a little high. I can just keep moving this down. I mean, that's a simple, yeah. So, Eloy, this is me paying $20 a month for Photoshop. I am not certain how other software companies work. I use Photoshop for all my thumbnails. This is a general walkthrough, and we're going to create another one before I get off here tonight. This was just, someone said Derek Jeter Yankees, so I just quick took a Derek Jeter thing and I just quick did it. But it's been brought up to me that, you know, Defness has decent thumbnails, so I wanted to show people how I do it, and I do it myself. I don't pay anybody to make thumbnails for me. But I use Photoshop. I pay them $20 a month. I personally, if you're somebody like Eloy, if you're someone like yourself that does, you know, you're weekly, you're a breaker, you're a card company, number one, it's a write-off for you. And number two, I don't know why, like, you're doing enough videos, you could create thumbnails. You could take your own images or your logo and everything else, and you could put it on your own, like a background, and you could create different thumbnails for yourself. Like when you do your card breaks, when you're doing card auctions, whatever. But you could always paste your logo on a background, and you just use a wallpaper like I just walked you guys through, and then open your logo, take your logo and paste it on the background, and then add text in whatever form of text you want to do. And you guys can add any kind of text or any font that you want to. All you got to do is go on like Google and go. So go to Google here, and we go back to all, not images, and go cool fonts. I'll just put cool fonts. Okay. And then you got cool text fonts, cool whatever. Like they got top 35 banner to use right now, right? I don't know if this is the greatest site to use. Probably not. Let me go back. There's like easy ways of adding fonts. So you got all these different fonts, like different styles you can use. And your Photoshop is already going to give you a ton of fonts you can use. You can add any of these fonts at any time if you want to. If there's a certain font you like that you want to add to a thumbnail, you can do that. It's simple. Okay? If you go back, So if I pull up my fonts right now, like let's go to text, right? Let's take this craziest. And your fonts are up here when you're on T. So when you're on text, these are, and anything that has a TK next to it is a font that I've personally added. And it takes seconds to add. But you can actually have it highlighted on your thing, and you can see how the font is and how it works. So I can see what different fonts I like. Boom. Craziest, sample. And you can use or select whatever you like. So you do that. And some fonts, when you do that, the font's going to be smaller. So if I actually wanted to use this and I wanted to keep this font the same, I would make this larger. 360 or so. And now it fits. Now it's close. You know, I'd move it around so it lines up. Boom. I got a different font. I can use a different font. I'm not a big logo creator. The logo itself, if you would just pay somebody to create you a logo. If you were to create a logo yourself and you got that logo, I could show you how you could take your logo and you could add it. So like Eloy. Eloy's already got his logo. Somebody he paid created his logo. He has his logo in his computer, saved on his shit. So Eloy could simply open his logo by simply going File, Open, and if it's on his desktop, it would be somewhere on his desktop. He would search for it to find it. So if I wanted to use FanDuel logo, right? Boom. I would open this. I would make it the size I wanted to. I would use the crop tool again. I would highlight my crop tool. And then again, I would say Control C. Right? I can go back to this Derek Jeter. I could just hit it. I could add the FanDuel logo to this thumbnail, right? And I can move this wherever I want it to be. So maybe I was doing craziest Jeter, like this sponsored by FanDuel, and I wanted this right here, right? Let me just move this. So you could, but let's just say that was your logo, right? That was your actual logo. You would have that created by somebody on your computer. And I'd put Jeter up here. Let's just say Derek Jeter was some FanDuel guy, right? Sponsored by FanDuel, whatever. And I would just, put this somewhere in here. Or I would space this out so it was right here. And I would go, it's all about how you feel and how you want to create things. Like 240. I didn't go to school for any of this. All this I learned from my best friend, the company I work for. He's been web designing his own stuff. We're a $3 million company that we don't touch anything. We're sales brokers. We use a website to do it. But he's taught me all this shit. Like, this is me just giving you guys some. So let's say I wanted to do something like that, like Derek Jeter, FanDuel, whatever. I could add FanDuel I could add a FanDuel logo to the thing. All right, I should do that. Yeah, dude, Eloy, man, I'm telling you, man, you could easily. So you could go to your computer because you already have your logo. You could take a blue. You could take a gray. You could take a white background. And all you would do is you just go to your wallpaper. And you would go, instead of solid light blue, you'd go a solid, maybe a white. Maybe you do a white background, right? Boom. You should do a white background. Go boom. You make sure that's too big. That's not 1280 by 1020. Let me make sure I got this right here. Large. All these are like 1280 by... You want to find one that's 1280 by 1020. We don't want Comcast. Screw you, dude. So let me go back and get this... Get rid of solid and just go white. Boom. There is white ones out there, trust me, because I have them on my own fucking computer. Like, if you go here, you go File, Open. If you find, go on mine, I definitely have a solid white. Right here. I have it labeled as, like, some flea market thing. So you could take this white, you could find a white background, 1280 by 1060, whatever it is. You could then go and you could open up your... You'd go to your... You go to, like, let's say your Eloy. So this would be just an example. This would be your Eloy, but it's really not your logo. And I already did it, so I would use that lasso tool, right? And I'd go through and I'd make sure I got them outerlined. Control C. I would go to this, Control V, and I'd pop it on there. And I could change the size beforehand. So I could go here, and I open it up. I could go image size. And I'm going to bring it over here so you guys see it. Because I got dual monitors. You go 500. Right? You go OK. I would go OK. I want to lasso this again. What am I doing? Sorry, guys. I hit the wrong thing. I go here. You know what? I'm going to open it again. I apologize. I'm going to open this again. Close this. Sorry, guys. I did something wrong. Alright, so file. I'm going to open. But, I mean, it's simple stuff, guys. It's just being comfortable doing it. Alright, so this, I take this image. I want to change the size of it. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Image size. So let's say we do 500 because we want to make it a little bigger than normal. We got it lassoed. So again, we're going to lasso this. Okay, Control C. Let's go back to our white thumbnail again. All right, so I got that like almost a little bit twice from the bigger. And I can take this one, I can just click over this with my mouse, and we'll get rid of that other smaller one. We can go down here if you're looking. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just make sure you guys can see this. All right, so down here is where your layers are. That's how many things you post on your background. So your background is basically layer 1. Layer 1 is just all the white, right? You're looking at this as layers. So layer 2, we can get rid of. Like, we can actually throw in the dump. We can just pull it and drag it down. We can eliminate it, right? So let's create another thumbnail. Let's actually get rid of this. Let's make that FanDuel logo bigger. Let's say that we're going to create a thumbnail for the top 10 best FanDuel finishes of all time, right? So I'm going to open this. I'm going to find I already have it, so I don't need to save it. But we could search this in Google as well. But I want this thing to be bigger, obviously. Do 800. Okay. So we're going to take this lasso. We're going to copy that. We're going to Control C. Go back to, where's our... Here. We're going to drop that in there. All right. So we got our FanDuel logo. So we can place this where we want to. We can make it a little bigger. We can put left. We can put right. We can do whatever we want to do. So we probably want to use the same color text as our logo or something that is very similar with the color of the logo. So we'll go to our text box down here again. If you see down here, I got my right here. If you click on it, this will give us an option. We can click on the same color of the logo to give us that option, right? Okay. So then we can drop this and we can figure out our text. So we can put FanDuel. Whoops. FanDuel. And we can mess around with sizes. We could put this like so. We can balance it out to there. So we can go biggest. And do a biggest. And we'll kind of middleize that. Biggest. We can say boom. So we can go victories. And it's probably going to be that text on that one's going to probably be a little too big, right? It's probably not going to fit proper. So we'll probably have to tone this text down. So we'll highlight this again. We'll go back. We'll go up to our text. And we'll start at 200 instead of 220. Hit enter. Looks like that might be about right. Bring that off there. And boom. Now this is a little off. So we want to... do it like that even. You know, boom. We got that. FanDuel's biggest victories. I'm going to be using Photoshop enough to justify the monthly subscription. Are there other avenues that provide a comparable service or product? I would honestly say that Photoshop is by far the best. I've heard of other people using other things. I think my boy Lance, up north Lance, actually uses another company, and I don't even know who they are, to do like his background stuff. But Photoshop is just, it's not hard to use, guys. Like, and if you guys have any questions ever, you can always reach out to me, dude. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out. But it's so simplistic. There's a lot of things when you look at this. Like, if you just open up this software, if like, and you've never used it, you'd probably look at it and go, what the hell, how do I use this? What do I do? But it's really not that hard. Your things that you're using are all right here on your left, and they tell you, if you keep your things scrolled over long enough, what they're used for. So an erase tool. So you know, when I was getting rid of stuff on the Derek Jeter photo, when we put it on the background, I was using the erase tool, and I was outlining, and I was just using it like an eraser. Like, simplistic things. Simplistic. What's up, Big D's? Created the logo. I'm using the images from different separate websites and images. Well, that's good, man. Whatever you understand is good. It's not $40 a month. It's $20 a month. $20 a month, guys, to use Photoshop. Seriously. It's $20 a month to use Photoshop. That's it. 20 bucks. But it's, well, I mean, yeah, if you're not using it enough, then you're not using it enough. But like there's so many things you can do with it, and it's not just thumbnails. Like, a lot of people look at this as just a thumbnail use type thing. It's not just thumbnails. It's photos. You can edit your photos. You can do whatever you want to do with your photos. Again, I'm not familiar with other companies. I don't know how they operate or how they work. But here's what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to kind of walk you guys through before I get off here and go to bed. I'm going to show you again how I created my thumbnail from earlier today. So the Gypsy Queen thumbnail, I'm basically going to go right through the whole thing with you. Okay? So I'm going to show you exactly, we had it curved text, we had all that stuff, right? I'm going to walk you guys through every step that I did to create that thumbnail, okay? All right, so first thing I did is I had my photo that I took of the boxes, I had it on my phone. So I emailed that photo of the Gypsy Queen products to my email, right? So when I sent them to my email, and I'm going to pull up my email and show you guys. So right here, from me, right? So what I did, this is the photo of the Gypsy Queen, not lying to you. I hit the download button. So I downloaded those to my computer. They're downloaded on my computer now, right? So the next thing I did is I said, okay, what color is going to look good in the background of whatever's left in the thumbnail to where I'm going to put my text? And I said, probably like a light blue or a blue. So I said, boom. I said, solid, light, blue, thumbnail HD. I'm trying to remember which one it was I took, but I think it's this one. It was this one. I'm pretty sure this is the thumbnail I took. Or the background I took. So I took this and I said, this looks good. This will look good for anything that's left in the background because there's blue in Gypsy Queen. So I said, save as. Whoops. Save as. And I just did downloads and whatever. And you can name it whatever you want, but it's the same right here. So I did boom. I saved it. I went to Photoshop. Went open. Downloads. Boom. So I click on it. Open. Oh, didn't work. It's too small. So you remember what I said? You go back to it. I must have had to click on it. Okay. So here's the background. This is the background. This is background. This is background layer 1, whatever. So then I said, all right. Now I got my packs. I gotta get these in here. So what I did is I got the image. Let's see what image size they're at. I changed the image on these. These were normally at like 4,000. It's still saved in as the old one. What's up, man? I don't know, dude. I don't know, Chickasaw. Anyway, this was at like 4,000 plus. I changed this to 2,000 because it was too big. It was gonna oversee. It was gonna be blown up. So I downsized it to 2,000. I cut it in half. Okay, so we cut it in half. Control C. Control V. Okay, I take this. It's on my thing, and then I changed it. I moved this over. So I moved it over to, I think it was right here about. Sounds about right, right? That's about what my thumbnail looked like. And then I'm like, I'm going to utilize, I moved it over a little more. I'm like, I'm going to utilize this space for my text on this thumbnail. Hang on a second. Alright. Dog's being goofy. So then I'm like, alright, I'm going to do my text, right? So I think I went to my text, and I want to say I used, I don't remember which one I used, but I think I used this, and I chose my color, and I'm like, alright, I'm going to do probably like a purple, right? Like with the purple in there, because you want to utilize things that are within the images, make things match. So I'm like, boom, purple. That's way too big. So maybe I'll go to 120. So then I did 2020. Gypsy Queen. And that's still too big, and I don't know that this is even the same text I use, but I'm just running you through another way to do it. So we'll try 80. Whoops. Added a 0. It's getting closer, but I think we'll do 90. So we still got room. Boom. Well, I got an extra E in there. Alright, so we got kind of the header of the product we're doing. It's in there. It's there. So then I was like, okay, I don't have a lot of space here. If I do, like, what each thing I'm doing, it's probably not enough room to type it across unless it's too small. So you can turn your things you type in other layers. Now remember, each one of these things is a layer. This layer is the image that's on the background. This layer I just created is this. If I go to text and I go right here, I create a new layer, and that's actually, right now it's saying layer 2 because it's already got text, but it's typically layer 3. So now I change the text and I go cello, right? Because I'm going to be posting what different things I'm going to be doing. Or what did I put? I don't even remember how I put this, but either way. So if I'm on this layer, I decided that I was going to, because some of the products I was going to be doing had to be turned, right? Had to be at an angle. So what you do to do this at an angle is you highlight whatever layer or text you're on, and you go to Edit, Transform. Okay, so you see how it's highlighted? And then you go to Edit, Transform, Rotate. When you're on Rotate, you can turn this text however you want to. I can turn it. I can play with it. So you can do this on anything, right? So I got that turned. I can kind of move this around. I can go boom. I'm going to go like so. Kind of match that up to be good. All right. So I got a cello. All right. Next one I got is a blaster. Blaster box I'm doing. So I'm going to see how I size up when I turn it or when I angle it. I will definitely watch. Yeah, for sure, man. I hope you guys learned something from this, man. This is actually to be a tutorial. Even though I've been drinking, I can do this in my sleep at this time. Yeah, for sure, man. Whether you're joking or not, it's all good, man. I'm here to help people, so whether you're making fun or not, I don't really care. I'm here to help people. So, again, boom. Move that. So, I find out that that's too far because that's way over. It's over my image. So, I'm going to go and I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to change this text. Probably to like 70. You can you can change it. Do whatever you got to do. So, blaster, boom. Okay. And then I just called the next one like an exclusive, I think. So it wasn't really a mega box. It was whatever. So I'm going to go to Edit, Free Transform. I'm going to go to Transform, Rotate, again. I'm going to move this. Boom, and that's too large because obviously it's more text. So I'll go to 60 and see what that brings us. Probably will work. And then I think I did retail ahead of that, above that, and then I did rip. Like I'm doing a rip. And obviously this can be a lot larger. Right? So probably start with 100. That's still not big enough. Start with 120. Boom. Whoops. Probably should add a 0 to that. Maybe 140. Size this up. I mean, kind of in a nutshell, it's not the perfect way of doing it, but that's... No, I know you weren't joking. I'm saying, like, Chickasaw, I'm sure he's just having fun, but his Transformers tech, I'm not doing a PSA drawing, brother. That's all your boy BITG there, Chickasaw. Not making fun of you, Defness. I love you, bro. You're all this together. I really appreciate your mindset. Yeah, man, I figured I'd hop on because... You know what's funny, Chickasaw, is your boy BITG was actually talking about this, and I overheard him earlier tonight saying, you know, Defness has got great thumbnails. And I said, you know what, maybe I should make a video someday. And, like, it was late night, and I've been drinking, and I'm like, I could still go through this. I could still show you guys. I could still... Look at that. DD in the house, man. You know what? Durango, the reason why this is showing up on my other thing is because I'm getting my logo remade, and I liked your concept, and I just used your actual URL for your YouTube for, like, kind of like that card part outline thing, and then I had some other ideas. But I love your logo design. I'm having a whole new thing created with my designers, so I used you, so shout out to you. I was going to tell you that earlier today, I forgot to tell you, but that's why it was in here. But I'm just going to show you something real quick, guys. So again, BITG was bringing this up. This wasn't me. So, you know, like I said, there's that thumbnail I just created. It's a little bit different. Like I said, I forgot to add retail because I forgot what I did. I used different font. But like this, what's poppin'? It's Friday. So what I did, like these, like I could recreate all these because I made them all myself. But let's do that. Let me show you guys how I did that. What's poppin'? That was an easy one. Okay. So let me do this. Let's keep this going. I think I just put poppin' wallpaper HD, if I recall. May be wrong. I may be wrong. I guess that's not what the verbiage was I used. Okay, so I was like, what's poppin'? I'm trying to think of what verbiage I used again. Actually, you know what? I think I did. What's poppin'? Emoji, maybe? Now I'm not going to be able to recreate that thumbnail. Dang it! I used something like poppin' or what's poppin'. So I'm gonna run you guys back through that one real quick. Okay? Let me get rid of some of these. I'm gonna walk you guys through, and that one's a real simple one. Well, again, for some of these guys, this is not anything advanced. This is me simply showing my guys who really don't know how to create thumbnails a way for them to be able to create them. That's it. I'm not I don't think I'm advanced. I don't think I'm anything like that. Alright, so here is, I took this. This was already a background. Okay, I took this, and now here's the catch. Sometimes guys, honestly, when you take thumbnails or you take images, sometimes you guys know when you take images, like when you start trying to type on it, it'll be in a weird color. So let me see if this still works. See how that changed? See how the background changed on this? This happened to me when I took this wallpaper to use this as a thumbnail. So watch this. Check this out. So I'm going to go to image. Actually, let me get rid of that. Let me delete this text. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, well what you do is you go to image. Alright, fuck it. I don't know what happened here, guys. I apologize. Give me 1 second. Oh. I don't know where it's trying to show up. No. Alright. So, when I try to type on it, it would... So, if it ever discolors on you like it showed you, you just go to image. You go to adjustments. Or you go to mode and you go to RGB color. So now watch. I didn't change anything besides RGB. Now I can go and I'm going to figure out what my text or my font's going to be. I'm going to use white. I'm going to select the same color as what the... And I'm going to go... What's poppin'? Alright, too big. I get it. I'll downsize it. I'll make it fit. Boom. I'll center it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this one actually black. So to change that color, I do it over there. And then I just select a black outline to make sure the colors match. Right? What's poppin'? Alright, we go boom. I can make this bigger because I got some room. Let's go back to 220, what the other one was. Whoops. Add a 0. Match that up like that, but I want that to match like the what's popping, so I'll highlight it and I'll go back and I can just select on that color there and boom. Now here's the thing. If you want to make the letters pop out, or you want them to be outlined with another color, it's real simple. So again, these are all your layers, right? Your layers of your different things you're doing. Text, I can go to Friday, I can highlight Friday. If I go over to the layer or the text, I'm typing Friday, boom. I can right click, blending options. I'm going to show you something over here. It's going on my other screen, but so I can either do this, I can do a couple things. Look at Friday right now, the text. Look at how it changes if I click bezel and emboss. It outlines. Out, with, without with. Right, so you can do that. The main thing I usually do if you want to outline your text is you go to stroke right here. Stroke. And then you got to click on the actual thing to change the color. So if I want to change the outlining color, I'm going to, again, select my color. So I want it to be black. I want it to match, right? Okay. Now I can change how thick I want this to be. by the size. Do a little bit like that, and I could go boom. And then I could do the same thing as I could go to its. I could highlight this. Go, all right, I want to run it back. I want to go right click, boom. Remember what I was talking about? Like, if I just do bezel, it'll boom, it'll pop out like that. Otherwise, if I just go to stroke and select, it does that, right? And that's the color. But I want it to be, I wanted that to be black. Because in my thumbnail, that's how it is, right? So I want it to be that color. So again, I'm using that. Boom. But I can go back, and and if you've already stroked, if you look here, you can click back on the stroke. You can just double click on it and pull it back up. I can change the outline color on this to white, and boom, we're in business. And again, I can change this, whatever I want. Boom. Okay, so what's popping? That's the only one we got left. So we got to right click on that again. Again, if we did this, it'll pop out just the bezel. I want to stroke it. Boom. And I want it to be that black color on the outline. I just created that what's poppin', it's Friday thumbnail again. It's getting better. Terrible you. Oh, it's Durango, man. I'm sorry you're not feeling good, brother. We had a good talk tonight. I appreciate the talk. Yeah, man, I'm just, I don't think there's going to be many people on here. And in fact, most people would do this video edited. I do everything live. So I could have paid an editor to edit this video to make it perfect, whatever. But it's better when you have those errors and when they happen naturally, because that's life. Like, we have errors. When you edit videos, nothing against edit videos, it's just you're taking out any of the issues or the errors that we have as humans and make it perfect. So I don't know, guys. What do you think, man? Do you guys feel comfortable, like, somewhat doing a thumbnail? And this is not to be an advanced thumbnail guy. That's not who I am. Like, this was simply brought up because BITG brought this up. I heard him talking about it earlier, and he was like, yeah, Defness has pretty decent thumbnails. And I said, I could always do a tutorial video. I could always kind of walk you guys through what I do, how I do it, what I use. It's really not hard, guys. The main thing is using what's already there and just expanding on it. So I agree, Fall Creek. What do you mean different uses? This is Photoshop. That's what I said. I've been saying Photoshop. Chickasaw, I've said Photoshop like 10 or 20 times tonight. This is Adobe Photoshop. I don't know what else you want me to do, brother. I mean, I've created, 4 or 5 different thumbnails now already? I may have gone a little fast, but I mean, I pretty much put it right out there. I mean, yes, like I said, if you're looking at Photoshop as a broad, if you open this thing up, and I don't want to get into too far or too advanced, because you don't need to be advanced when it comes to created thumbnails. There's a lot of things you don't need to use when you're just starting to use a program. If you go into a classroom and somebody shows you every single tool on Photoshop and how it affects you and how it works and how it uses you all at the same time, it's not effective, in my opinion. you're not even gonna remember step 2 because you're so bombarded with how many different things can be used and how you use this. I personally feel like the main things you need to know is the selector tool. When you're selecting or outlining things you want to copy to paste onto your thumbnail background. The erase tool, if you have to erase, if there's a little bit of extra that gets added that you don't want that's on there. And the text tool is really what you should be focusing on when it comes to thumbnails in general. I don't know what else. I don't know what else I can what I can say besides that being your main focus on what you should be doing, to practice creating thumbnails. And once you get better at thumbnails and once you get better at Photoshop in general, yeah, there's a million things you can do on here. Again, this isn't an advanced go-to Defness advanced Photoshop using thumbnail creating video. This is simply I'm just creating thumbnails. So to help you guys, I'm showing you how I create mine. And again, to Chickasaw and anyone else watching this, like your boy BITG, that was his recommendation. So I'm only doing this because he recommended it. I could care less. I didn't have to, and to anybody, I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to show you guys how I simply create thumbnails. And some think they're great, and some maybe don't think they're great. Maybe some people hate them. Maybe they're not that great. I don't know. I don't care. I mean, I do what I do, what I feel looks fine and looks good for myself and for the channel. But I am here to help anybody out. So I am on the Adobe site. Photoshop is $21 a month. Illustrator is $21 a month. Yeah, you need Photoshop, period. Yes, Photoshop. You need Adobe Photoshop, period. That's all you need. $21 a month. That's all you need. Chickasaw, that's what I'm using. That's what I pay. I pay 20 whatever, probably around $21 a month with tax. That's what I pay. So but yes, you don't need Illustrator, you don't need InDesign. I don't use any of those. I pay $20 a month for Adobe Photoshop, period. Everything I showed you on here, everything that I did to create thumbnails, and I created 3 different thumbnails on this video, I did with Adobe Photoshop, period. I didn't use any other software. Nothing. No other software. Nothing. So, yeah. Alright, guys. I hope you all are good. I have a question. How can I use one of my printing plates to print bit? Come on, Joe. I don't know. I'm not a print expert. I mean, are you really coming on here trolling at 1 a.m. in the morning? Like, dude, come on, man. Come on. Be better than that. You're better than that. You're way better than that. Now, maybe one of your alt accounts you were running may be coming to that. Yeah, man. No, man. That's again, and I only honestly heard BITG say specifically, that I always have thumbnails, and I'm like, dude, I create all my own thumbnails. I just create them. It takes me 5-10 minutes usually to do them, and it'll come quicker and faster once you guys use the program. But any of you guys can do this. You don't have to pay people money to create thumbnails. It's very simple. You can, and once you start understanding and just doing it yourself and going through the program, it becomes easier and easier, and you're going to get more advanced and more advanced, and you're going to be able to make crazy, and before you know it, you're going to have these crazy, insane thumbnails, and it's going to be awesome. And again, guys, utilize as much resources as you can that are already there. So like on Friday, I was like, what's poppin'? Like that Jack Harlow song that's been stuck in my head. And I'm like, what's poppin'? It's Friday. It's the beginning of the weekend. And I swore I put in the search in Google, what's poppin' wallpaper or whatever, and this is one that came up. So this was already created. The kernels and everything were already created. All I had to do is add the text and match the color in and do what I wanted to do with the text. A lot of times, all it's going to come down to is you having to add the text. And I've showed you guys a couple times now how you can add the text. And if anybody has a question or anything, you guys can always drop a comment below. I'm always here for you guys, man. I know it's late. I need to get to bed. I've been drinking. But what's scary? Oh, 21 increase there. Yeah, the problem is, like, you guys have to understand, though, that, like, it's scary, but at the same time, I don't want to be a corona person, but at the same time, like, it's scary for older people and people that have bad asthma. Like, that's who's not going to make it through. Is Mark Appeal? I don't know who Mark Appeal is. Who's Mark Appeal? Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, man. Well, like, I think where you hang out with BITG and being here tonight watching this, I mean, I don't think it takes a lot to get there. Like, I would say that I'm a nobody, and I'm almost we're under 300. Well, we're over a little over 300 away from 2,000 subscribers. We're a monetized channel. I mean, I don't think it takes a lot to get there. I mean, you can get there, and you can. There's always a video you could create sometime that could just go insanely viral, and it only takes one video to make you just go viral. Yeah, try to be different, but Durango, I know what Durango's saying, and he's not trying to give you any bad advice because Durango's my boy. But one other thing is, try to be different, but don't try to be different than who you are. You have to be yourself. Like, you don't ever want to try to be fake or come off or try to be somebody else when you're on screen. You want to be the same person on screen that you are off screen. Okay? People, when they meet me and I ask them, who am I versus who you see on, they say you're no different. That's how you want to be. Like, you want to be the same person. You don't want to be somebody that's fake or that's, oh, this is my camera presence person and this is who I am off camera. That's bullshit. You don't ever want to go that way. You don't ever want to be a creator that's like that. You want to be you. And yes, you want to be different, but you want to be you. You don't ever want to not be yourself. Because it's all about being yourself. That's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. No, I know, Durango. I didn't say you were saying it wrong. I'm saying you definitely want to be different, yes, and you want to be yourself. That's it. So, yeah, and Durango, I'm kind of curious on who we talked about tonight. Jimmy Guns' video got pulled down live during his auction, so I'm wondering if that person isn't the same person, because that person was in chat. I saw chatting a couple times, but he was being cool and cordial. But I don't know if that was the same person that tried to strike him and get his stuff pulled down. I don't know if the same person's been attacking. Yeah, oh yeah, it happened, dude. Me and Jimmy talked for like 30, 45 minutes after it. And people were, like, on Twitter and shit, like, because he was on the phone with me and he wasn't seeing his Twitter, like, asking where he was and what happened. And Jimmy's like, I don't even know what happened. Like, I can't go live. My shit was, like, just stopped. Like, it just shut down. Yeah, it's trolls. But it's trolls that we know. Like, people we know of that are doing it. And it's just ridiculous, man. People really, really have to get a life. And have to grow up, get out of their own shell, and just, you know what? If somebody bothers you so bad, or if you're jealous of somebody so much, why do you continue to come around to even get to a point to try to take somebody down or strike them? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, seriously, there's no point to it. It's like you're making yourself more miserable. Period. It's all it is. It's all it is. So, that's crazy, Durango. Yep. Yep. Exactly had the same thing happen. 100%. We'll figure it out. Yeah, but is it? Because what attention does one bring when they're doing it, but nobody knows? I mean, we can't confirm who it is, and it's not like anybody is saying they confirmed it's who it is. There's speculation, but that's where I don't know. I don't know where that statement is 100% true. Because, I mean, maybe just for them knowing of the satisfaction that somebody was pulled down or this or that. But nobody really knows who the culprit was. Like, I don't know. I just think it's stupid, man. I think it's, I think people just really just need to grow up. I mean, come on, man. If you don't like somebody or you're jealous of somebody, just let it be what it is. Like, that's fine. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't have that much time in my life to try to pull somebody down or troll somebody or whatever, try to ruin somebody. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, it just, there's nothing to it. Yeah. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get some sleep. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. I think you guys hopefully got something out of this. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you out. I'd be more than happy to walk you through it again if you need to. If you're new to watching this, I hope this channel helped, or I hope this video helped you. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Comment below if there's anything you would like me to reach out to you about or anything. I'm always here for any of you guys. And man, I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all are well. I'll be live actually under 10 hours, I guess, right? Yeah, I'll be live at noon again tomorrow before all the auctions start. So, nah, man, you're not an idiot. Nobody's an idiot. Like, it's all about learning new things. If you're here listening and watching, you're expanding your own knowledge. That does not make you an idiot. That makes you a genius. So, don't ever think or don't say that you are, man. For sure. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to get some sleep. And I love y'all. Y'all already know that. I'll see you tomorrow at noon when I'm live. Peace, y'all. Take care.